Hello everyone and welcome to the second beginners yoga session filmed at GUI. I'm currently inside the greenhouse, so I have some pumpkins behind me, some lettuce, but I also have the chickens directly next to me, so apologies for the noise, they're a little bit confused. To start, just bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. You can, if you have a block or a book or something to raise you up a bit, you can just place it underneath your sitting bones just to raise them up and bring your pelvis in line. So whatever's comfortable for you, just make sure that your spine is straight and your head and neck is in line, and you can place your hands on your knees. And then just start to close down the eyes. We'll take a few breaths here, breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm and just start to register the space you're in, noticing the sounds around you, the loud sounds, the quiet sounds, the chickens. Just noticing the sounds and letting them go, not getting too drawn in. Just bringing yourself into this present moment, into the space. And now start tuning inside into your body, starting to feel the physical presence of the body, the muscles and bones, getting a feel of being in your body right now. And noticing, how does that feel today? Maybe you're feeling calm and relaxed. Maybe a bit tense and agitated. Whatever it is, just allow it to be there. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling right now. And now bring your awareness to the contact points between your body and the surface below you. Maybe that's the block or the mat. Just feeling the earth support you. Feeling that trust that the earth is there to support you at all times. And now coming to the face, just notice if you're holding any tension, maybe between the eyebrows. Just relax across the forehead. Relax the cheeks, the jaw. Relax the neck, the shoulders, the arms, just letting them rest on your knees. And feel that the chest is open, the The heart is filled with gratitude. And now start to notice your breath. As you breathe in, feeling the air pass through your nostrils, down your throat, down your airways to fill up the lungs, feeling the lungs expanding and filling with every breath. And as you're exhaling, feeling that air pass up your airway, across your throat and flow out of the nostrils. And just follow your breath here for a few breaths, just noticing every aspect, the movement of the air flowing in and out. And if your mind starts to wander, just bring it back patiently with kindness. The mind is supposed to think. It's totally normal for it to wander off, and with practice it gets easier and easier to bring it back. And now bringing the palms together over the heart, feeling that your heart is open, receptive to the energy around you. And bring the fingertips to the forehead, symbolically connecting the head and the heart. And just take yourself inside, reflecting on why it is that you're doing yoga today. What's your intention? And then releasing the hands to the knees. You can slowly start to blink open the eyes. And we'll come into a little bit of movement. So on an inhale, just tipping the chin up to the sky. And exhale and lower. Inhale and raise it up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, look up. And exhale, lower. Bringing the head back to center. And inhale, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, bringing the gaze to look over the left. Inhale to the right. And exhale to the left. Inhale to the right. And exhale to the left. Bringing the palms together over the chest. Inhale, open and expand across the chest. And exhale and draw the arms together. Inhale, opening, feeling the chest expand, the lungs filling. And exhale, drawing the arms back together. One more time. Inhale, expand and open. And exhale and close. Bringing the hands to the shoulders. Inhale, lift the elbows up. And exhale down, coming into some rolls of the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, and changing direction. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, both arms reaching up overhead. And exhale, lower the left hand down to the mat, walk the fingertips away from you, Reaching up and over to the left, feeling the stretch in the right side body. And then make a fist and just make a few wrist circles here. And changing direction. On an inhale, reach yourself back up to center. And exhale, lower the right hand to the mat, walking the fingers away from you, feeling the stretch in the left side body. Making a fist with the left hand and just draw some wrist circles here. And changing direction, enjoying any cracks you may feel in the wrist. The clicks as the air works its way out of the joint. And inhale back to center. And as you exhale, coming into a twist, so the right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. The left hand is behind you, fingertips facing away from you. Inhale, extend and lengthen up the spine. Exhale and turn to look over the left shoulder. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale and turn. Inhale to center. And taking that to the other side, so bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand is behind you, fingertips facing away. Inhale and lengthen, and exhale and turn to look over your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale and turn. Inhale to center, arms come up overhead. And exhale, lower the arms to your sides. You can shift the block out from under you if you were sitting on that. And we'll come into all fours to do some cat-cows. So bringing your hands directly below your shoulders, your knees directly below the hips. And we'll take a few cat-cow stretches here. So as you inhale, arching the spine, tucking the tailbone up, lifting the chin slightly. And exhale, round the spine, pressing the belly up towards the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, arch. Exhale and round. Inhale, arch. Exhale and round. Couple more with your own breath. And then coming back to neutral back, flat back. Inhale here, and on an exhale, widen the knees, big toes come together and press the hips back to the heels to child's pose. One breath here. And then inhale to all fours, and as you exhale, bend the elbows back along the sides of the body and lower yourself chin and chest down to the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest forward, coming into a baby cobra. Just lifting the chest away from the mat slightly. And as you exhale, press yourself all the way back to child's pose again. Taking a breath here. And then inhale to all fours. Exhale, bending the elbows in, chin and chest comes all the way down to the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders, lift the chest to baby cobra. And exhale, press yourself back to child's pose. And again, inhale to all fours. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, pressing back to child's pose. And one more time, in time with your own breath, just taking it at your own speed, trying to flow into each pose. And then resting in child's pose. On an inhale, lift the head, rising up to all fours. And we'll come into a balance here that gets us engaging the core. So on an inhale, lift the right arm up, extending the fingertips away from you. And as you exhale, kick the left foot away from you, extending through that left leg, flexing the foot, pressing out to the back heel. Feel that there's a long line of energy from the front right fingertips to the back left heel. Engaging the core, lengthening along the spine, relaxing the shoulders. And on your next exhale, lower the hand, lower the knee. And we'll take that to the other side. So inhale, raise up the left arm, extending the fingertips away from you. And exhale, kick the right foot back away from you. Flexing the foot, pressing out to that back heel and feeling a long line of energy from the back heel all the way to the left fingertips. Feeling that energy flowing through your whole body. Engaging the core. But try to relax across the face. Relax the neck and shoulders. And exhale, lower the hand, lower the leg, press yourself back to child's pose. Just take a breath here, checking in with your body, noticing any changes. And then inhale up to all fours. And we're going to come into a downward facing dog like we did in the last session. So just start to tuck the toes under. And you're going to lift the knees away from the mat, coming into this hovering cat. And now check that your hands are firmly planted into the mat. All four corners of the palm, pushing it away from you. And then start to lift the hips up and back to the wall behind you, coming into this upside down V. And just check that you're lengthening along the spine. The shoulders are rolled away from the ears. And the legs can be a bit bent here. It's the first one, we're still warming up. Or maybe come into pedaling the legs a little bit. So bending the right knee, straightening the left. Bending the left knee, straightening the right. Just continue like that, feeling the stretch in the back of your legs. And then coming to stillness, one more breath. And then as you exhale, just start to take baby steps towards the front of your mat until you come into a dangling forward fold. And you can bend the legs as much as you need to. Maybe grab hold of the elbows, just let the head drop down, releasing the crown of the head towards the mat. You can sway a little bit side to side, moving in any way that feels right for you. And then releasing the hands. And as you inhale, start to roll yourself up to stand. Roll the shoulders forwards, up and back. Head is the last thing to come up. So you're standing now in mountain pose. Just check that the feet are hip distance apart. The soles of the feet are firmly grounded into the mat across all four corners. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthening along the spine. Head and neck are in line. And then we're going to come into some sun salutations like we did in the first session. So on an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Extending out of the fingertips, but relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, folding forwards over the legs. Bending the knees as much as you need. Inhale to flat back, hands come to shins, pressing the legs away from you, lengthening along the spine out of the top of the crown of the head. And exhale, plant the hands on the mat, step the right foot all the way back into a lunge, and then lower the right knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, drawing the thighs towards each other to give yourself that stable foundation. Checking the front foot is firmly planted, grounding you onto the mat, maybe lifting the gaze up between the hands. And on an exhale, plant the hands and step the left foot back to meet the right. So we're in a plank. Inhale here, extending along the spine, expanding across the collarbones. And exhale, lower the knees, lower the chin and the chest. And inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest to cobra. And exhale, lower. Inhale to all fours. And exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the right foot through the hands. Lower the left knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, reaching up and out of the fingertips, grounding through the right foot, drawing the thighs towards each other. And exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot in to meet the right. Inhale to flat back, hands to shins, pressing them away. And exhale, fold forwards over the legs. Inhale, rising up to stand, taking it slow. Arms come overhead, gaze comes up through the hands. And exhale, fold forwards over the legs. Inhale to flat back, lengthening along the spine. And exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, lower the left knee, untuck the toes. And inhale, reach the arms up overhead, gazing up through the hands. And exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back to meet the left in a plank. Inhale, grounding into the mat, firming up your core. And exhale, lower the knees, lower the chin and the chest. And inhale, press up to cobra, rolling the shoulders back, relaxing them away from the ears. Maybe you can come slightly higher this time. And exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the left foot through the hands. Lower the right knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, plant the hands and step the right foot through the hands. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Arms come overhead. And exhale, hands to heart, coming into prayer pose. Just taking a second here to check in with your intention. Just check in with your body. And we're going to come into Sun Salutation B now, so slightly different. If you have the eyes closed, just blink them open. And then on an inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up and sit the hips back as if you're sitting onto a chair. The weight is in the heels. Feeling the strength in your legs. And then as you exhale, Lower into forward fold like before, folding over the legs. Inhale to flat back. And exhale, plant the hands, this time stepping both legs back to plank. Inhale in the plank, feeling yourself long and strong. And then exhale, lower the knees, lower the chin and the chest. Inhale, press up to cobra. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, lower. Inhale, all fours. And exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees. And exhale, step the right foot through the hands. And now pause here and just pivot your left heel in, bringing your foot so that it's 45 degrees. And you can step it out slightly to the left because we're going to rise up into warrior one, so you want a nice firm base. Maybe stepping it in slightly, shortening your stance. And then when you feel grounded through both feet, inhale, bring your hands to hips and rise up your torso. Check that your hips are pointing towards the short edge of your mat, so your hips are pointing forwards. And that front right knee is bent, the knee is directly over the ankle. The back leg is straight, the whole foot is grounded on the mat. If this is uncomfortable for your leg or your knee, you can lift your heel up, come into a lunge like that. But if it's okay, you want your foot to be about 45 degrees, pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. And then on your next inhale, see if you can raise your arms up. Taking a breath here. And then on an exhale, plant the hands either side of that front foot. Step the right foot back to plank. Inhale in plank. And exhale, lower the knees, lower the chin and the chest to the mat. Inhale, press up to cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to all fours. And exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. And at any point, if you want to come back to child's pose and rest there, then please do. This is your practice. Take it at your own pace. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the left foot through the hands this time, and we'll take that to the other side. So firmly grounded through the whole, all four corners of the left foot, and then pivot the right heel in. So the foot is about 45 degrees. Step it out slightly to the right to give yourself a stable foundation, maybe in slightly, shortening your stance. And then this left knee is going to stay bent. Inhale, raise the torso up, hands to hips. Check that your hips are pointing forwards. Then exhale, reach the arms up overhead. And just take a breath here. Check that your front knee is directly over the ankle and the knee is in line with the foot, so pointing forward in line with the second toe. And that back leg is straight and you're pressing firmly into the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale, reaching up, and as you exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back to plank, and you can rest in child's pose here, or we'll take another vinyasa, lowering the knees, lower the chin and the chest. Inhale, pressing up to cobra, and exhale, lower. Inhale to all fours, and exhale, pressing back to downward dog. If you're in child's pose, just rise up to meet us in downward dog. And then inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the right foot through the hand. Step the left foot through the hands. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back as if you're sitting onto a chair and reach the arms up so that the upper arms frame the ears. Weight is in the heels. And exhale, rise all the way up to stand and hands to chest into prayer. Taking a breath here, just letting yourself settle. And we'll do that again, just changing the warrior pose slightly. So on an inhale, reach the arms up, sitting the hips back into chair. We won't be here long. Weight is in the heels. And exhale, folding forwards over the legs. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, right foot back, straight into plank. And you can come into child's pose or you can take that vinyasa. On your next exhale, lower the knees, lower the chin and the chest to the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, pressing up to cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. If you're in child's pose, rising up to downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the right foot through the hands. And this time, pausing here, you're going to pivot the left heel in, but this time pivoting it in all the way so that your left foot is now pointing towards the long end of the mat. And the outer edge of the left foot is in line with the short edge of your mat. And now check that your front heel is about in line with the middle of your back foot. We're going to come into warrior two like we did in the last session. So on an inhale, windmill the arms up. And this time your hips are pointing towards the long end of the mat. So for warrior one, they were pointing towards the short edge. But this time your hips are pointing forwards. And just check that your right knee is directly above your ankle. And you're pressing firmly into the outer edge of the left foot, firmly grounded through both feet. Inhale, raise the arms up to T, relaxing across the shoulders. Take the gaze to look over the right hand. And on your next exhale, we'll come into extended side angle. So just bending at the elbow, and maybe you can place your forearm just to rest on top of your right thigh and reach the left arm up towards the sky. And if that feels okay, you can rotate the palm to point towards the front side of your mat and then reach up and over, coming into side angle, feeling that long line from your outer edge of your left foot along the whole length of the body to the fingertips of the left hand. Checking that you're still grounded into the feet and that front knee is directly over the ankle. And then inhale, rise up to warrior two. Rotate the right palm to point towards the sky. Drop the left hand down your back leg and reach up and back to reverse warrior. Just for a breath. And then exhale, windmill the arms down to frame the right foot. Step the right foot back to plank. And you can lower down to child's pose. Or on your next exhale, lower the knees, lower the chin and the chest to the mat. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, pressing up to cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to downward dog. And we'll take that to the other side. So inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the left foot through the hands. And rotate the right heel in all the way so that the right foot's pointing towards the long end of the mat and the outside edge is in line with the short edge of the mat. Check that your left heel is in line with the middle of the back foot. You're firmly grounded, and then on an inhale you can windmill the arms up to T. Checking that the left knee is directly over the ankle. Inhale, And as you exhale, you can bend the left elbow, placing the forearm gently on top of the thigh, and then reach the right arm up towards the sky. Rotate the palm to point towards the top of your mat, and then reach the arm up overhead, creating that long line from the outer edge of your right foot to your right fingertips. Breathing here, breathing into the right side body, feeling the stretch along the side body, feeling the strength in your legs. And then inhale, rise up to warrior two. Exhale, rotate the left palm up, reach the right hand down your right leg, reaching the left hand up towards the ceiling, and then reaching overhead into reverse warrior. One breath here. And on your next exhale, windmill the arms to frame the front foot, step the left foot back to plank, and you can rest in child's pose or lower the knees, lower the chin and the chest. Inhale, pressing up to cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the hips up and back to downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the left foot through the hands. Step the right foot through the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back into chair, arms come up overhead. And exhale, rise up to stand, palms come over your chest, over your heart. Taking a breath. Allowing the body to settle, noticing how you feel now. Maybe you feel warmer, looser, maybe some areas feel a bit sore. If you have your eyes closed, just blink them open. And then we're going to take a big step with the left foot into a star. So taking up your whole mat, and your feet are pointing towards the long end of the mat. So just check that the outer edges of both feet are in line with the short edge of the mat. Reaching the arms out, expanding across the chest. And we're going to come into a forward fold here, wide-legged forward fold. So you can bring your hands to your hips, and this is where you can use your block or blocks. So bringing the hands to the hips, take an inhale, expanding across the chest, and as you exhale, just start to hinge from the hips, folding forwards, coming into a flat back. And if you have your blocks, you can use them to just support you with your hands directly under your shoulders. At whatever height feels right for you, maybe you can come a bit lower. But you really want that back to remain flat, the spine is straight and long. Pressing firmly into the outer edges of both feet. And you can hold it here, or if it feels okay, on an inhale, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, see if you can fold down further. And it's really nice to be able to place the crown of your head on the mat or on a block. So if you are able to reach, maybe you can pile up 2 blocks or use 1 block, and just see if you can bring the crown of your head down onto the block or onto the mat, and just bring the hands in line with the feet. Can be quite restful. Just breathing here, noticing where you're feeling the stretch. And then inhale, hands to hips, rise up to flat back. And exhale, rise all the way up to stand. And we'll do that again. This time, if you feel comfortable to do so, you can interlink your hands behind your back. So we come into a bit of a chest opener at the same time. And then inhale, expanding the chest forwards. And as you exhale, hinging at the hips, keeping the spine long, extending out of the crown of the head. Inhale into flat back, lengthening along the spine. And exhale, fold all the way forwards. And this time, if you have your hands clasped, maybe you can just let them fall, drawing the arms down towards the ground, feeling that stretch in the shoulders. But you can also stay with your hands on the blocks in that flat back, or just bring your head down to the block with your palms flat on the mat, whatever feels right for you in your practice. Breathing here, sending the breath to any areas of tension. And then inhale, hands to hips, coming to flat back. And exhale, rise all the way up to stand. Okay, and we'll just come into a twist here. So inhale, expand the chest forwards. Exhale, hinge at the hips. And now take your block, and you can keep your right hand on your hip. Your left hand comes to your block, and just place the hand directly below your chest. And again, the block can be at whatever height feels right. And then on an inhale, just open up across the right wing, extending the fingers to the sky. Breathing here, opening through the right side shoulder, across the right side chest. And exhale, bringing the right hand back down to the hip. And we'll swap sides. So now bringing the right hand to the block, left hand to the hip. Checking that the right hand is directly below your chest. And then on an inhale, reach the left arm up towards the sky, opening across the left side chest. Feeling that expansion. Try to keep your hips level. Noticing where you're feeling that stretch, maybe in the inner thighs as well. Breathing here. And then exhale, lower the left hand to the hip, bring the right hand to the hip. Inhale to flat back, and exhale, rise all the way up to stand. And now you can walk your feet in so that your heels are just outside your hips. And we're going to lower to the mat, coming into a squat. And if you feel comfortable to do so, you can bend the knees and bring the hips all the way down, trying to keep the feet flat on the ground. But this is where you can also use your blocks. So you can bring them maybe underneath your sitting bone. So you can just sit into a squat here, or maybe come a bit higher, whatever height feels right for you. You preferably want your heels to be on the ground, and then you can have your hands resting in front of you, or maybe bring your hands to prayer in front of the chest and just use the elbows to draw the knees away from each other, feeling that stretch in the hips. Breathing here. And then releasing the blocks and just letting yourself come all the way down to the mat, bringing your legs into butterfly. So soles of the feet come together, and just flap your butterfly wings a little bit, just releasing through the hips. And then you can come into staff pose, so stretching the legs out in front of you. Just check that your sitting bones are firmly grounded, so maybe rolling the flesh out to the sides and flexing through the feet, drawing the toes back towards you, pressing the legs down into the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, keep the back flat, the spine straight. And just allow the hands to rest wherever they fall. Inhale, lengthen along the spine. And as you exhale, see if you can fold a little bit further, maybe grabbing the outside edges of your feet, drawing yourself down. And you can bend the knees if you need to. Give yourself a slight bend and allow this to be a more restful pose. Breathing here. And then inhale, rise back up. And scoot your hips in, draw your knees in over your chest, and roll down onto your back. And we're going to come into some slight core work here. So just start to lift your legs so that your shins are parallel to the mat, coming into a tabletop position. And check that your back is flat on the mat, pressing the hips down, shoulders down. And then you can lift your arms up so that the palms are facing each other. And then on your next exhale, just start to extend through the left leg, pressing the foot away from you and lowering the leg down 1/3. Inhale, rise back up, back to tabletop. Exhale, now extend through the right leg, lower the right leg down 1/3, and inhale back to tabletop. This time adding the arms, so on your exhale, at the same time as pressing your left leg forwards, just start to raise your right arm back alongside your ear, almost down to the mat, and see if you can lower the left leg slightly more. And inhale, rise back up. Exhale, press the right leg away from you as you lift your left arm up overhead, bringing it down towards the mat. Inhale, back to center. And again to the left. Exhale, press the left foot away, raise the right arm overhead. Just check that you're still pressing your back firmly into the mat, it's not rounding. Inhale back. Exhale, right leg presses away, left arm overhead. Inhale back to center. And one more time. Exhale, press the left foot away, right arm reaches up overhead. Inhale back to center. And exhale, press the right leg away, left arm comes up overhead. Inhale back to center. And lower the arms, lower the feet. You can bring the knees in over the chest. Rock a little bit side to side. And then lower the feet to the mat and we'll come into a bridge. So walk the feet back until they touch the fingertips, and then on an inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky. Exhale, roll the shoulders under, interlace the fingers, pressing the hips up as high as you can. And exhale, lower vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down onto the mat. And one more time. Inhale, press the hips away, lifting them up towards the sky. Exhale, roll the shoulders under, interlacing the fingers, pressing the mat away from you, lifting the hips up. And exhale, lower vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to the mat. Bring the knees in over the chest, rock a little bit side to side. And then we'll come into happy baby here. So you can draw your knees apart, so drawing the knees in towards the armpits. And then reach the arms through the legs, and you can grab hold of the toes or maybe the outside edges of the feet. Or if you can't reach the feet, that's fine, you can grab the ankles or the shins. And then just start to draw the legs back so that the soles of the feet are pointing straight up towards the sky. and you're still drawing the knees down towards the mat or towards the armpits, and try and keep your tailbone on the mat and your shoulders on the mat. So still keeping the back flat on the ground, and just using your hands to draw the legs down towards the mat, noticing where you're feeling the stretch, or maybe this feels like a release. Just take a few breaths here. And then bring the soles of the feet together, and we can just come into a supine butterfly. Just letting your knees fall out to the side, soles of the feet together. Just resting here a moment. And then you can either stay like this if this feels restful for you, or maybe extending the legs out, coming into final resting pose, into Shavasana. Allowing the arms to rest by the sides, palms facing up. And just letting go of any tension still held in your hips or your back. Bringing the awareness to the face and just letting go of any tension you might be holding there, across the forehead, the lips, the jaw. Relaxing the chest, the arms, the abdomen. Just letting everything go. Allowing your breath to guide you into relaxation. With every exhale, feeling your body release and relax a little bit more. The Guest House by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, and meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows, who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be cleaning you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Start to bring some movement back into your fingers and toes, coming back into your physical body. Reaching the arms up overhead into a stretch if this feels good for you. And then bring the knees in over the chest. And just let the legs fall to one side. Letting the body rest on one side. Maybe bringing the head to the arm. And take as long as you need to slowly rise up into a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. And then bring the hands together and just start to rub the palms, creating some heat, some energy. And then place the hands over your eyes or anywhere on your body where you feel you need that energy today. Allowing the hands to move down your face, maybe to your neck, your shoulders, and finally to your heart. Extending some gratitude to yourself for practicing this morning, for taking the time, for being present. And thank you for taking the time to practice with me today.